You know, like producer talking, we're like, okay. Then we're like driving up to Big Bear in Patrick's car and jumping out of airplanes.
He always said that, you know, it's going to sell the skydiving when I go out of a plane, and it's really me. And he was right.
Even to this day, when you see me go adios amigo, throw that gun back in the plane and fall out backwards out of that airplane, the camera goes and just watches me go, you still get people out there going, was that you or a stunt double? And I'm going, watch it again. You know, show me a cut. Adios amigo!
My adrenaline junkie side is on skis.
I surf, I ride motorcycles.
I've skydived.
I've gotten helicoptered off a glacier in the Alps.
I surf good waves, and that fulfills my need for that adrenaline thing.
You know, film's a great rush. You don't have to be a participant, but you are participating by just sitting there watching it all happen. And yeah, you know, I wish I was really there. I wish I could do that, and this is as close as I can get to it, you know?
In that final skydive sequence, oh my gosh, you know, you're actually soaring with Johnny Utah as he's struggling to hang on to Patrick Swayze. This kind of visceral filmmaking is what puts us in the scene and why we love the good action films.
If it's exciting enough, they get a taste of it, which a lot of people is just what they want as opposed to actually having to do it.
I mean, action movies obviously take you on a ride, you know, and I mean, the idea with Point Break was to have a movie where you went on an incredible ride. In the end, it really accomplished that.
How you doing? Bo Jesse Christopher here. I play Gromit.
My name's John Field, and I played Nathaniel.
We're at Leo Crio State Beach. This is where we shot some of the scenes from Point Break that we think are pivotal to moving the story forward.
Nice.
So we wanted to have you down here and kind of show you some behind-the-scenes look at what we remember and where it all happened.
God, that was perfect.
You couldn't have said it better,
I could
right?
not have said it better.
So I think in this area was like, we had the bonfire, again, you know, towards the end of the movie, when Keanu's character, Johnny Utah, was, you know, he was hot on the trail, and we had to make a decision one way or another to kind of cut our stock loose and just get out of town, or kind of go for the last bank robbery. And this is basically where we set up the campfire scene.
Do you realize that we have hit 30 banks in 3 years and they haven't been able to touch us? And all this does is up the stakes of the game.
I don't know if Swayze called you the night before we did this scene.
Swayze called me every night. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Buddy.
I'd like you to start calling me again every night, though. I'd like that.
I would too. But I remember Buddy called me, which I appreciated. Buddy, a.k.a. Swayze, called me the night before, as I'm sure he called everybody, and we started to work this scene out and come up with some ideas that would really help move the story forward. And I think we came up with some pretty good ideas.
Yeah,
It was
totally.
short, it was sweet, but it was effective.
Yeah.
You act like nothing happened. Relax, Nathaniel.
Don't tell me to relax, Bodie!
I think, you know, one of the things for us as surfers, John and I actually surfed before the film, was making it...
yeah. That's why we're here, because we surf.
We surf, that's right. Not
We're
because
the
we're the
real,
only two
only
guys.
real surfers. Right.
So I think some of that natural, organic dialogue by hanging out, surfing, working out, being here, and just, you know, getting those late night phone calls from Buddy, Swayze, really were effective. So that meant a lot. Thank you, Buddy.
Yeah.
And so this is where we shot that scene, a precursor to the climax.
Yeah, right there.
And I
right,
think,
right here.
I think the dialogue was a little something like, your balls, man. No, wait, that's different scene.
Really different scene.
God, what was my dialogue?
Dude,
I'm
if you
scared,
can remember,
man.
I'll give you $100 right now. $100 if you can do his line right now.
Okay, something to the effect of, and I am scared. So I say we get the hell out of here now, tonight. Okay?
Yes! That was it! That's the fucking line. That's the cadence and everything.
And it wasn't about
And 100 large.
the words, it was the emotion.
feeling.
It was the emotion behind the words.
Totally.
Okay,
I felt it then, I feel it now.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Is this real?
That's yours, yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, that's real.
Fucking A.
Thanks, buddy.
I mean, this is serious shit, and I am scared, okay? So I say we get the fuck out of here now, tonight.
Do you remember shooting the poster?
I do. In fact,
Remember
I have
we
a...
walked down to that rocky point, we had our costumes on, our guns and
Yeah.
shit?
I actually have a pretty neat story. I don't know if you remember the story. I'll tell you when we get over there.
Okay. We shot the poster right up over this hill.
Let's go. Okay, here we are. This is where we shot the poster for the movie Point Break. Right, John?
That's right, Bo.
It's actually a beautiful backdrop in which to shoot the poster, so I think it ended up being a pretty unique poster.
Yeah.
You know, so we started shooting some photos and,
Yeah.
you know, shooting, thinking, okay, you'll step in and we'll have the 4 bank robbers on the rock. You know, there's 4 bank robbers in the
Right.
movie, the 4 horsemen shot. The moral of the story is there's only 3 guys on the poster. Swayze, Philbin, and LeGros. But here's the big
Masks
reveal.
of our characters, but
Their masks are on the poster, but what the truth is that I was there. My mask was on, his mask was on, James LeGros' mask was on, but Swayze, for reasons unknown, did not appear. It did not appear in that shot. So that's another mystery. So, buddy, I want to know what the answer is. But
where were you?
But here's the kicker: they had to pick one of the 3 guys to cut the mask off and put his president mask on. Of course, they chose me because I was the greenest of the group, the low man on the totem pole, and the youngest. I took one for the team.
They always go to the young guy like, hey, will you do this? He's like, sure, because he was stoked to do it, right? And we're like, no, I'm wearing my mask.
They did not ask me that, nor did I know. But, you know, it is what it is. But if you look at the poster from the neck down, that's me. Okay, so here we are, John, with the location that I think we did some night surfing and some other scenes.
Football scene.
Right, this is where the football scene took place and the importance of the football scene. As far as the dynamic between Swayze and Keanu and the competitive nature, you know, and the adrenaline, feeling that, would you agree that this scene kind of helped kickstart that with the tackle into the water?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You get all these guys, we're all working out like there were weights on the set. It was night. We're like, oh, take your shirt off. I just can't remember all the directors going, take your shirt off.
Right.
We're all like tackling, and Patrick's an athlete, you know,
Yeah.
and Keanu's all buff and strong, and nobody wants to be seem like they're not into it.
Right.
So it was contact night.
We really got into the competitive nature of it as people doing the movie, but also the characters,
Yeah.
and it really lend a hand to, I think, the authenticity of that sort of, male testosterone, adrenaline-driven sort
Remember
of thing.
Patrick, there was Patrick's gnarly, you know, and
He
was
is.
fucking, I don't know, he was throwing blocks and shit, and I was like,
Yeah.
he was for real, was like, do this for real, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
do this for
Even
real?
though the camera
Like,
wouldn't see
wait
it.
a minute, even though the camera wouldn't see it, he's doing full-on blocks, you know?
Remember the wrestling, you and Jimmy
Yes.
LeGros?
We all started
in
wrestling,
between
in between shots, we're sitting around going, want to wrestle?
Yeah.
And just going, oh,
And then-
like in the sand going, come on!
You'd get pissed, he'd
Oh,
get pissed,
furious.
and then you'd bring that into the scene, and it just helped
Furious.
feel it. It wasn't on purpose; it just kind of happened. But it
That's
was
the
a
way
lot
it
of
works.
fun. Anyway,
Yeah,
the
that's
beach.
the beach right there, man. That's where it all went down.
Dad! It's like a football!
Neptune's Net behind us. That's the scene with, Keanu Reeves, Lori Petty, where they first meet. He convinces her to go undercover by teaching him how to surf.
Right.
But I
Surf
want to.
instruction. That's my specialty. Really.
It is, John Philbin.
ProSurfInstruction.com.
It is.
ProSurfInstruction.com. Did I say that? I teach surfing now.
You said it. Yeah, I was going to try to endorse you, but I think you said it best. John Philbin.
They use it in a lot of movies now.
They do. Actually, they do. We can't talk about it.
No, we can't talk about
it. But they do.
All the surfing was done in Hawaii, you know, with us.
The
real
lion's
surfers.
share of the surfing
Yeah.
was that you saw in the movie. I mean, it was my first time ever going to Hawaii.
Wasn't that
because
a dream
of this
come
movie.
true? When
Yeah.
when we were surf pipeline, it was perfect.
You were a veteran. You had been there, and I had never been there. And you basically kind of taught me how to do it in a roundabout way because I had never been there.
Right.
And what a time that was. You, me, Matt Archibald, being towed in.
We were doing tow-in surfing
on the
with
west
the Condon
side.
brothers.
Remember on the
Doing it-
west side?
Yeah, Makaha.
Makaha.
The left's on the other side of Makaha. The Condon brothers invented a way to tow in people behind their jet skis.
Right.
Sound familiar? But
Exactly.
they started that way back then when we were doing Point
That's what I
Break.
wanted to talk about. We didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, we were
but
just
it was
trying to get in
happening.
the shot. Yeah.
So being towed in at like, you know, not crazy big, but like the lefts in
Yeah, the lefts off
in the
Makaha.
center,
Yeah.
and then, you know, the big bouncy warbly rights or
Yeah,
high tide
and way
backwash.
outside Makaha, they tow us in way outside and they just go, stay high on this wave, John.
Right.
Like, those guys know everything. Those
Yeah.
watermen in Hawaii are the best watermen in the world, the best surfers, the best lifeguards.
Right.
And they really helped us make this movie possible.
Right. Bo Jesse Christopher.
John Philbin,
Thank you.
thanks for watching.
Point Break.